Hi, welcome. I am so happy that you are here. I'm Meg Stoisitz with MS Mindset Coaching, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the 3 keys to losing weight, living healthier, and being happier. Now, here's what you can expect over the next 35 to 40 minutes or so, just depending on how excited I get about some of these topics. First, I'm going to give you a very brief introduction into who I am, my journey with weight loss, and how I came to really find these 3 keys that lead to successful and sustainable weight loss. I'm going to share a little bit about the 3 keys individually: your why, your mind, and your time. There are 3 documents that complement this video, one for each of the keys. And the purpose of providing that to you is so you can get a jump start on some of these exercises and really get into some of the work so you can start on your weight loss journey to reaching your weight loss goals, to living healthier and being happier. So that is what you can expect over, again, the next 35 to 40 minutes or so. And let's go ahead and get started. So I will share this with you. So an introduction to the 3 keys: your why, your mind, and your time. So who am I? Well, I am Meg Stoisitz, and I have really struggled with weight for most of my life. When I was in high school, I was very fit because I was very physically active. I was playing 3 sports, so I could really eat whatever I wanted and I honestly don't ever remember like weighing myself in high school outside of my annual physicals and doctor's appointments. I will also say that I think, like most people in my generation, I did not grow up with a very solid understanding of what a healthy nutrition plan really looked like. I will say that we always had home cooked meals. So it's not like I was eating a ton of processed foods or fast foods or boxed or canned dinners. But my family's idea of vegetables was corn and peas. And that was pretty much the extent of it. We had pasta 3, maybe 4 times a week. That might have had a salad with it. Usually not. So when I came to college, I still did not really have a solid understanding of what it meant and what it looked like to really live a healthy life. I played collegiate lacrosse, but I was still eating the way that I did in high school, which was a lot of pasta, pizzas. And then you start to talk about the freshman 15, and I certainly started to see the pounds pack on after I stopped playing lacrosse in college. And from the time that I graduated college, and actually even in college, I had started taking some diet pills and doing like South Beach diet or Weight Watchers. Between those years in college and the time that I had my son in the summer of 2019, I was trying all the boot camps. I was doing Tabata workouts and HIIT workouts and signing up for gym memberships, but never really going, or maybe going for a couple of months and then falling off and gaining back everything that I had lost. I was trying, again, all the diet pills, doing different types of diets. I even was trying like body wraps that would promise to shrink inches off my waist and thighs, which never actually worked. And so I am not new to the struggles of trying to lose weight. I can also remember that during that time, I was speaking to myself in a way that I would never want anybody else to speak to me. I can vividly remember a winter vacation in, I think, 2017 or 2018 maybe, and looking in the mirror and just saying some very, very unkind things to myself. Things that if anybody else were to say to me, I would definitely cry for days. So I share all of that with you because one of the biggest things that really clicked for me that led me to discovering these 3 keys was after my son was born. I realized very quickly that if I was going to love my son the way that he needed and the way that he deserved, I needed to love myself the way that I needed and I deserved. I also realized that because I was giving so much of my time to him, pouring so much of myself into him, I needed to make sure that I was taking time for myself every single day, that I was refilling my cup every day. The other thing that I realized was that I needed to get very clear on why I wanted to lose weight. When I was overweight, I had I've lost about 35 pounds and I've been able to keep it off for the last 2+ years. And when I was in my heavier days, I can remember feeling very self-conscious. I did not have a ton of confidence. I wanted to hide my body. I wanted clothes that would hide me as much as possible. I hated taking pictures. I would dread the summer because I would always be thinking, how hot will I be on a 95-degree day in July? And it's humid here in Pennsylvania. Like, how hot will I be in jeans? Because wearing shorts in my mind was just not an option. And so I share that with you because I think it's important to call out, especially when there is so much focus on body positivity and weight loss, that I want to tell you that you can do both. You can have both simultaneously. You must start your weight loss journey from a place of love. And I'll share with you a little bit more about one of the exercises that I take my clients through when we first start working together to get that love going. Because that was one of the biggest differentiators for me between the years that I was never able to really lose weight and keep it off, and now where this has just become a lifestyle that I love, is that I was trying to get at it from a place of hate. And that's never, never the way. So that is my weight loss journey in a nutshell. And these are some of my core values. I think it's important to share these with you because your weight loss journey is very personal. And when you are deciding who you want to help shepherd you on that journey, I think that it's very important to understand the person that you're entrusting to guide you along that journey. So I am committed to myself. I am committed to my clients. When I set my mind to something, I see it through all the way. I am very results oriented. We often hear the phrase 1% better every day. I'm constantly thinking, what could I do better today? What can I do better today? Even if it's just that tiny little bit. Authenticity. What you see is what you get. Don't be surprised if you hear some explicit words coming out of this cute little mouth because that's just who I am. So you've been warned. I love to be an inspiration. I love to facilitate inspiration within others. I have a servant's heart. That is just my wiring. It's who I've always been. It's who I always will be. You'll always get an honest answer from me. I don't sugarcoat most things. I just, again, the way I'm wired, like I can't. So you can always trust that I will give you my honest answer. And I always act in integrity. I believe that trust is the backbone and foundation of all relationships. And so you can trust that I will act with all of these core values in the front of my mind in this and every interaction that we may have moving forward. So let's jump into why you're all really here, which is not to talk about me, but to talk about how you can use these 3 keys to successfully and sustainably lose weight, live healthier, and be happier. The first thing I want to say is that it is about your mindset. You will hear everyone from Robin Arzón to Mel Robbins to organizations like WebMD and Noom and so many others talk about the importance of focusing on your mind when trying to improve your body. We focus so much on our body and oftentimes neglect what's going on in our minds when trying to lose weight, and that ends up in failure. Because again, we're trying to get there from a place of hate, and that never works. The most important relationship that you will ever have in your life is the one that you have with yourself, which is why it is so important to make sure that the way you're speaking to yourself, the thoughts that you think, the stories you're telling yourself every single day are positive ones. The average human has more than 70,000 thoughts a day. It's a lot of thoughts. 80% of them are negative. It's like insane how much negativity is going on in any given human's brain at any moment in time. And I'm here to teach you how you can rewire your brain to have more positive thoughts than negative. Now, this is not to say that everything is rainbows, sunshine, and butterflies, because it's not. That's just fucking life, and it's not. I believe that life is a balance of good and bad. It's just all a matter of how we think about those things. So don't just take it from me, take it from everyone else too. Now, I want to take a couple of minutes to briefly, I say briefly but I love to nerd out on how the brain works, why we do some of the things we do, and how we can work with our brains to improve our lives. So I say brief, but I might spend a few more minutes here, just being honest, because I love it. So on the right, you see the motivational triad. This is how the primitive part of our brain, which is down here, sometimes called the old brain or the reptile brain, that part of our brain is driven by the motivational triad, which are 3 things. It is motivated to conserve energy, to seek pleasure, and avoid pain. And I share that with you because that part of the brain is also responsible for our fight or flight response. So many of us go through our days making decisions on autopilot. Should I have a cupcake? Yes or no? Well, that's going to be pleasurable, so yes. Should I work out today? Well, that's going to make me exert energy, and it probably will be painful, so no. We are just so often allowing that part of our brain to make split-second decisions for us that are not always in line with our future goals. Now, you can and should make decisions from a different part of your brain, which is called the prefrontal cortex. That is up here in this frontal lobe area. And so that is one of the only parts of the brain that is able to plan for and make decisions for the future. So what that might look like is, should I eat this cupcake? Your primitive brain is saying, hell yes. And your prefrontal cortex is saying, whoa. Let's think about this for a minute. I want to lose 15 pounds. Will eating this cupcake help me get there? No? Okay. I will pass. Thank you. Should I work out today? Your primitive brain, again, is saying, hell no. And your prefrontal cortex is saying, well, although I will be expending energy and it may be painful on some kind of a level, whether that's physical or mental, it will get me closer to my goal of losing 15 pounds. So yes, I will work out today. So you have the ability, if you just kind of slow down, think about your future self. I'm going to touch on this in a little bit when we talk about our time. But if you think about the future, if you think about your goals and you think about your decisions in terms of, will this move me closer or further from my goals? If you make your decisions from that viewpoint, what you're doing is you're shifting from your primitive brain to your prefrontal cortex, and you are then every single day getting 1% better, 1% closer to your ultimate goals. So the 3 keys, again, are your why, which is all about creating a consistent routine, finding motivation, and creating long-term habit changes. Your mind is about speaking kinder to yourself, improving self-love, and managing your thoughts to create your reality. And then your time is all about scheduling. When to rest, meal prepping and planning, plan your exercise, plan your treats, and honor your schedule. And one of the things that I will say is that as working moms, we tend to carry what's called the mental load of the family. So that is, we are responsible for keeping track of soccer practice, dance recitals, doctor's appointments, figuring out what's for dinner, when we have engagements with friends or family, birthdays, anniversaries, you name it, the working mom is typically carrying that mental load. When we're not managing these 3 areas appropriately, we tend to spin out in overwhelm, in burnout, and exhaustion. And that really doesn't allow us to do what we really want to do, which is to be the best for our families, to be the best selves and show up as our best selves for our families. And so while a lot of what we talk about and a lot of what I coach on surrounds weight loss, I think it's so important to understand that when we take care of ourselves, the rest of our family benefits. There is such a stigma around mom guilt and taking time for ourselves. And I want you to throw that shit right out the fucking window, because mom guilt does nobody any good. Think about it. There is no upside to feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. All that does is create unnecessary suffering. I read a quote once that really stuck with me, and it was this: you help a mom, you save a family. And that is part of the reason why I decided to work with working moms and only moms, because moms, we hold the family together, right? Like, we manage so much. We are caretakers, we are lovers, we are providers, we're problem solvers, we are creators. I mean, you name it, there is nothing that a working mom can't do. We deserve to take care of ourselves. And when we do, the ripple effect of that is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now. So first, let's talk about the first key, which is your why. Motivation is an emotion. It ebbs and flows. And nobody is ever motivated all of the time. I am often asked, how do you stay motivated all the time? And I'm like, bitch, I am not. Trust me. There are so many days where it's dark out, it is cold, my bed is warm and cozy, and I just want to keep hitting snooze on my alarm clock because I'm not motivated, right? So that is when you need to tap into dedication. That is where your why comes in. There is an exercise called 7 Layers Deep, the document that supports this key, your why, will help you walk through this exercise to find your real why. And I think it's important to distinguish your true and real why at its core from like a surface level why. Let me explain. A surface level why would be, I want to lose 15 pounds for my beach vacation in July. That type of motivation is just not strong enough to carry you through the days where you don't feel like it, the days where motivation is like extinct. Because you'll think, well, it's only February. I have 5 months to go. I have plenty of time. I'm going to eat another piece of pizza. I'm going to have some extra ice cream. I'm not going to work out. I'll start on Monday, right? How many times have we said that? I'll start on Monday. That type of motivation also does not lead to long-lasting habit changes. That is short-term. And that short term is not a recipe for success when you're thinking about living a healthier life, being happier a majority of the days for the rest of your life. So at the core, going through this exercise of 7 levels deep will help you to really get down to, why do you want to lose weight? Why is that important to you? And what you do is you start with your goal. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, the goal is to lose 15 pounds. You will ask yourself the question, why is that important to me? And you'll ask yourself that question 7 times. And that helps you to kind of pull away all the surface level stuff and get down to the meat of it. So for me, my why in living healthier is so that way I can feel confident. I can feel comfortable in my own skin. So I can show my son the importance of moving your body and fueling it with whole, nutritious foods and demonstrating what a healthy life looks like. It is about helping working moms like you to reach your weight loss goals so you can do what you want for your families. It's about showing up as the absolute best version of myself. And so what I love to recommend to my clients is, once they go through this exercise with me, is to write down their why. Write it out. Don't type it, because writing it helps slow your brain down and really absorb that information. Put it on a sticky note and put it somewhere you will see it every single day. So that way, when you don't feel like doing it, when you want to stay in bed and your alarm goes off for your workout, or it's been a really hectic day and you want to say, fuck the meal plan, I'm just ordering a pizza tonight. You think back to your why and you say, no. This is why I am staying committed to my process. I am staying committed to my journey. I am staying committed to my goal. This is why. It's so powerful. It is so powerful, and it is empowering. You are taking so much power back, because what I have found in my journey and what I hear from a lot of my clients is that they feel almost at the mercy of food, at the mercy of their schedules. They are letting life control them. And they are just constantly responding. By understanding your why and really leaning into that on the days where you don't feel like doing something, you take that power back. And you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Okay. You'll find, again, the exercise for 7 layers deep with this video. Let's go into the next key, which is your mind. I touched on this when I was sharing my experience and my weight loss journey, but I'll say it again because it is so important. It starts with love. It starts with love. You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. There's no way around it. The most important relationship you will ever have in your life is the one you have with yourself. I could give you all of these cliche sounding statements or quotes, but they're so true. They're so true. So I don't care how fucking cheesy it sounds. You're never going to talk to anybody more than you talk to yourself. You want to make sure that is positive, that you're building yourself up instead of knocking yourself down. I think about it like this too. If I wouldn't want somebody else to say it to me, then I won't say that to myself. So one of the first exercises that I have my clients do, and this is the worksheet that will accompany this part of the video, is to write a love letter to yourself. This is so powerful, and actually, don't be surprised if this is challenging for you. I have a lot of my clients come back and say, I am really stuck because I don't think those things now. If you feel challenged when going through the exercise of writing a love letter to yourself, then jot down a list of all the things you're good at. Everything that you're good at. It could be as small as like folding the fitted sheet to a bed. I can't do that. I just kind of roll it up and shove it in a closet. So if you're good at that, put that at the top of your list. That is something to hang your hat on. But all joking aside, if you are struggling to write yourself a love letter, which is like, Meg, you are so strong. You can get through anything life throws at you. You are in control. You're powerful. You're beautiful. You're loving. You're caring. You're compassionate. If that is hard for you, write down things you're good at. Both will have the same impact, the same effect, which is boosting your confidence, starting to get those feelings of love and compassion for yourself going. And I'll say another little cliche, cheesy quote, but you can only love someone else to the extent of which you love yourself. I don't care what anybody else says. That's the God's honest truth. That's why this work is so important. You will see all of the different relationships in your life improve when you start to focus on loving yourself. Watch, it's incredible. A couple of other things that I love to recommend that my clients do and things that I do also is every single day, journal for at least 5 minutes. That can be getting all the thoughts out of your head, talking about something that you might be struggling with. Be sure then to also talk about, if you're going to journal about something that you're struggling with, just make sure that at the end of a little bitching rant, which is fine, we all do it, that you jot down a couple of things that you will do to solve that problem or to overcome that challenge. And if you don't have that answer now, something that I learned from Marie Forleo's book, Everything is Figure-Outable, is to repeat to yourself, everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable. And that again just shifts your mind from dwelling in the problem to problem solving. It's all about making very small mindset shifts that will lead you to not just losing weight, but improving every facet of your life. I also love to write out like motivational quotes or words of empowerment and have them like on the background of my phone or on mirrors. An app that I absolutely love is called I Am Affirmations, and that will send you positive affirmations throughout the day. And I think it's just so powerful to remind ourselves of our strength, of our ability to do hard things, and to know that whatever life throws at us, we will handle. So when it comes to your mind, what you'll do as an exercise after this video is write yourself a love letter. And if you can't, or if that is challenging to you, write down a list of all the things that you're good at. Okay. The third is to plan your time. So I touched on this a little bit at the beginning, which is that moms and working moms, we tend to carry the mental load of the family, which is managing like all the things that that we are committed to doing. Soccer practices, dance recitals, doctor's appointments, birthdays, you name it, we manage it. I think it's so important to distinguish every week or even on a daily basis. You could do this every day if you have the time, or if you would rather plan out your week, do it on a Sunday. Break out your to-do list in need to do versus nice to do. This will really help you to prioritize the things that are most important to you and your family. I want you to also think about what your future self will thank you for. This also goes into shifting the decision-making from your primitive brain to your prefrontal cortex. And things that your future self would thank you for are waking up early to get a workout in, planning and prepping your meals. If you want to lose 15 pounds, the you that is 15 pounds lighter will thank the you today for planning and prepping your meals. The you that is 15 pounds lighter will thank you for being committed and staying dedicated to waking up early and getting a workout in 5 to 6 days a week, or whatever your minimum baseline is. The you that is 15 pounds lighter will thank you for prioritizing what you need to do versus what is nice to do. There is so much, again, guilt around moms taking time for ourselves. Somewhere along the way, society convinced us that in order to be a good mom, a loving mom, a compassionate mom, that we need to be all sacrificing, that we need to give up our entire identity. How many times have you heard that? Like, I remember when I was first pregnant with my son, people would be like, oh, well, enjoy your time now, or, just wait. You're not going to know who you are in 5 years. And I'm like, what? Sorry, but that doesn't sound fun to me. I love my son with every fiber of my being. I love myself with every fiber of my being. I realize I need to take time for myself every single day, because if I don't, I am irritable, I am snapping, I have a short amount of patience, and that's not how I want to show up for my son. Right? Like, we want to show up for our children, for our spouses, for our family and friends, and even our employers as the best versions of ourselves. And the only way we can do that is to pour into our cup every single day. Keep pouring into it, keep pouring into it. And even on the days when you're not working out, read, meditate, journal an extra 10 minutes, go for a walk, take a bath. Do something that fills you with joy. So what you will do as an exercise for this key is to think about all the things that your future self will thank you for. I want you to use the goal that you used for the 7 layers deep exercise. So again, let's just, for the sake of argument, lose 15 pounds. And I want you to say, the me 15 pounds lighter will thank me for, and jot down all the things that the future you will thank you for doing today. Planning and prepping your meals, waking up early, reading, working out, managing your time better, managing your stress better, whatever that might look like for you. That's what I want you to jot down. Okay. Now, if you want more, I would love to work with you one-on-one. I am accepting one-on-one coaching clients. So let's schedule a free consult. You can do that one of two ways. You can either email me at megan@msmindsetcoach.com or visit msmindsetcoach.com and you can schedule your appointment right from the website. Thank you again so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing from you more soon. Bye.